don't think I belong here. I don't think I fit in.
Oh, nonsense. Of course you do.
Oh, no, I mean it. I mean it. It's just somebody must have goofed if I gotta stay here another day.
Peace. It's Professor Griff, public enemy, the ex-minister.
Which means it's too strong.
All right, greetings, family. Greetings to everyone. Let me see. All right, shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone on IG. Shout out to everyone YouTube, Facebook, wherever else you're watching this. I'm having a little glitch happening. But tonight's subject, we want to talk about Polight, his verdict, his plea deal, the just the overall sentiment from the people. And then I think we need to dedicate our energies towards the process of healing for the mom of the young lady that was taken advantage of. And we need to find out what the how people donating to that process. Peace, Quan, what's good with you? Takara, what's happening? I ain't seen you in a while. So yeah, we just need to kind of figure these things out. I've been trying to track down a GoFundMe or something. So if anyone out there has the information, that we could kind of get that information out there. Because even in talking about it, if we're not talking about it from a solution think perspective or solution think point of reference, then I don't want to get into the whole idea of perpetuating the same kind of, well, this would happen to brothers, and this is what happened to me, and everybody coming on telling their own particular story about how black women are not this, and black women lie, and how black men ain't this, and I'm not gonna have that conversation. All right, so yeah, we're just not gonna have that conversation. Hold on for a second. I gotta turn this, what's the name, off this headset. All right, anyway, so hopefully we could kind of dive into this. And I think I want to lead off with, I'm not going to play the audio because everybody and their mother on every 900 YouTube channels and Instagram and Facebook have played the audio from the actual proceedings. It wasn't a trial. He pled out, so he pleaded guilty. And let me just give you kind of my take real quick, and then we can kind of have the dialogue. Anytime that we as a community, whether you want to call it the black community, the conscious community, the whatever you want to put before community, whatever, that is entirely up to you. That's where your head is. But when it comes down to situations like this, where we have to protect children, women and children in the community from individuals like this, I am not, and you should not ever get on anyone's platform taking the subject to the left, all right, clouding the issue, whatever. I've heard so much outlandish BS. All right. I've heard so much garbage. And mainly coming from men. All right. How about women this and women ain't that, and women lie and trumped up charges, and no, we're not doing that tonight. We're not. I don't mind having the conversation, but that's not going to be the thrust nor the point of reference that we're coming from, nor the energy surrounding aspects of healing for this mom and her child. Okay, anyone that knows me or anyone that halfway knows me, no, this is something I just don't tolerate, like, at all. I heard through the grapevine on what was going on. I don't pay attention to people like Polight, so I don't. Yeah, I kind of heard it and then I just kind of dismissed it. I just didn't. Yeah, I just didn't. I just couldn't. It just didn't register with me. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So when it came back around, although I knew about it, all right, I asked a few people about it. And they couldn't give me any real information. So I just said to myself, okay, it is what it is. So this time around, when it actually came out that dude was actually in a court of law and pleading guilty with the judge, with his attorney, and this kind of thing. And I listened and I listened and I listened. And then I sat back and I listened to the mom, which brought me to tears, seriously. It brought me to tears with a clenched fist. I think I almost busted a damn blood vessel. Like gritting my damn teeth so hard and clenching my fists that we have failed this woman and her child. And when I say that, I'm speaking for all the women and all of the children that we fail. All right? But especially in this case, simply because we saw a dude out with white girls and Versace clothes and all this kind of, for those who just joined, please recap. Okay, cool. We saw, I'm talking about Polight's guilty plea. I'm talking about Polight getting sentenced to 7 years in prison with 10 years probation and having to pay $25,000. Some of us saw this coming. All right. But because we don't have an infrastructure in place and there's no council of elders, who do you go to sit down and say, yo, we need to do something about this dude and call him in? There are other people, other nationalities and other races of people, not races, but nationalities, other groups, other ethnic groups that have a process in place where they can call someone in and kind of deal with them. And if street justice has to be administered, then that's what has to happen. I heard some clown say that why do we have to wait for the white man or the court or this, that, and the other to do whatever? Well, you didn't have to. You could have did whatever you wanted to do. That's on you. Some of us would rather have waited to this point to say, okay, let's see what the court actually does, because if we do something, then we're breaking the law. So I'm saying to you, if Polight, not if, but he was found, not found guilty, he pled guilty. All right. I think there was over 6-7 charges. He faced 61 years in prison. All right. He pled out and ended up getting 7 years in prison, 10 years probation, having to pay $25,000. But even so, my sentiment is this. I heard Q say this yesterday. I am willing to come on this platform and take up donations and take the money and put it on the books of anyone in that prison that will see dude and wash his ass for real. Intellectually speaking. I'm going to let y'all marinate on that. I'm going to say it again. I would get together with the other brothers. We'll just do a drive to put money together, all right, to put it on these brothers' books, to make sure them 7 years, wherever he's at, they're actually 7 years. You understand what I'm saying? And every time they see him for chow in the yard, wherever, the goddamn library, in the hallway, whatever, wash him. If some of y'all do not know New York slang, call somebody, text them, and ask them what I'm talking about. Because you know there's certain language you can't use on here. But you know what I'm saying. I want them brothers in that prison, wherever he's at, to live well. You understand what I'm saying? Extra stacks of ramen noodles, extra, Twizzlers, Skittles, Pop-Tarts, whatever. Extra fun. Dude can't get nothing. Nada. Zilch. No. You can't get phone calls, phone time. Nope. Yeah. Laundry day, you just got to, no. No. We have to send a message to individuals like this that we're not playing on the outside, nor are we going to play on the inside. You follow what I'm saying? Because them same imps that are on YouTube and Instagram right now talking about, well, why do we have to wait for the white man to do it? Why do we have to wait for him to go to court? That dude been walking around for 2 years. You could have said anything to him. You ain't say one word. You probably ran your mouth on your page or on your channel, but you wasn't ready to put in that work. Stop that. Stop. Stop. So what I'm saying, fam, since he made a deal with the devil to lessen his time from 61 years to 7, then 10 years probation, then has to go through a mental rehabilitation program or whatever, and he can't violate any part of that agreement. There should be no agreement with individuals like this, because he could go in there, heal, and be whole, while the woman, the little girl, 14 years old that he violated, will probably never be able to be whole again, and nor will her mom. So I'm saying to y'all, whatever it is that we have to do, because if this was you, you would want Professor Griff and people like me to be on this channel, all right, saying something very similar. All right, you already know where I stand. But I just have a few questions. And I don't want y'all to take my questions as to mean something crazy, far-fetched, slightly whatever. No, don't take my questions that way. All right, but let me just start here. This is no subtle jab at the mom or the dad or whatever. let's just say the mom truly was in love with Polight. Let's just say, you know, he presented himself as a good dude, whatever. But I am sure she saw what we saw online with the white girls and the dress and Rolls Royces and flashing the money and the whole bit. That is not the sign of somebody that's claiming righteousness, that's claiming to do for the people. That got pimp, baller, hustler written all over it. All right? But sometimes they say love is blind, and maybe she fell for it. Maybe dude got game. I don't know. All right? But I'm saying to you, with that up front, sisters, we have to be very mindful of who we're bringing around our children. All right? Especially if they're budding little girls. All right? Now, I belong to a couple of groups of men that we just don't play that. All right? We just don't play. I don't know how you roll. All right? But the little girls, off limits. Now, when the thing went down with R. Kelly, I was trying to raise money to get charter a goddamn bus. And on my way to Chicago, stopped everywhere I needed to stop and pick up those dudes I needed to pick up. And we were going to knock on dudes' door. Y'all remember that. Don't play like y'all don't remember that shit. Act like y'all don't remember that. This was way back before the television show and all that stuff. Doing something to R. Kelly or whatever the name of the damn show was. No. Because my thing is, those street dudes, those dudes that know, we know to a degree what that looked like. Because we see how dude moving. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing is, sis, y'all got to be able to take our word for it. Like, look, seriously, dude over here, nah, don't do that, sis. You know how many women I've told that to, and they're like, I don't know, well, I'm just I'm lonely. I want to give him a chance. And I'm like, sis, look, dude, nah. Whatever we trying to hip you to, sis, you got to listen and you got to take heed. All right? Only skin I had in the game in certain situations with them women were my friends. And I was just trying to let them know, look, nah, dude ain't what you looking for. Now, if you just looking for a warm body in a bed every now and then, or because it's winter time, all right, then no. Tamika, thank you for being honest, sis. No. But I'm saying to y'all, the women that are friends with Griff that I talk to, oh, they already know. In most cases, they be scared to tell me shit, like, because they know I'm going to be brutally honest. For real. All right. And in some cases, yeah, they wanted to put in that work with somebody I was dealing with. I'm like, nah, leave her alone. She'll get us a little bit later on down the road. Leave her alone. You understand what I'm saying? So let me say this. So then the people that were on Polight's video, I think it was called Brother Polight Lying and Partying Claim. That's not it. But Polight was partying. Show the video. And I'm trying to figure out, well, when was this video shot? The night before? Or whatever, because once you go to court like that and they read them charges, they take you into custody right then and there. They're not going to read the charges, give him 7 years. Let him go free so he can go party. And then it don't work that way, fam. It don't work that way. All right? So let me say this. If there are people like me that was willing to administer street justice, how many of you would actually come to my aid? First of all, let me just say this first of all. Y'all don't know how I move. Y'all wouldn't know nothing anyway. I'm just saying that because, yeah, no. Yeah. My shit can whisper from fucking 25, 50 yards out. So, yeah. I'm just saying. No. But if that work needed to be put in, and then now somebody's online talking about free Professor Griff. Thank you, Quan. Quan says, I would be the one. But I think in this situation, like those other situations, do need to be made an example of. I heard somebody say, well, what if he got out 7 years from now and wanted to come back to the community? What community? If you get out, if they don't wash your ass and you don't leave there in a stretcher or body bag, if you get out, you can't come among us, bro. I'm just letting you know right now. You're not coming among us. And if we find people supporting you, then we're going to deal with you and we're going to deal with them. Mr. Sutin Menkara, you're absolutely correct. There's a long list of these brothers who are claiming to be conscious but take advantage of sisters. But let me tell y'all something right now. What is it with us as a people that if somebody got the gift of gab and dressed like a little something and drive a nice car, y'all fall for the okie doke? Help me out. Yo, seriously, it's time out for that. Because I'm going to let y'all know straight up, man, this is, and I'm just being real with you, and I'm speaking from the heart. And some men on here feel the same way I feel. If that would have been my 14-year-old, even if I'm not with the mom, and that was my 14-year-old, no. So I'm going to keep it G. I'm going to keep it good tonight. I'm not going to, yeah. You're right, Quan. I feel the same way. I hated that she trusted him, but there's some people among us right now that are tickling our ear with the way they sound and how they talk, and they doing whatever, bagging chicks and drugs and all kind of stuff. We sit back, we know it, but we don't want to do anything about it. All right? So I'm going to end mine. I want to hear from you. I heard the pain in the woman's voice. I know she had to go through hell for 2 years. And I just said to myself, wow. Tony Floyd, you're right. Exactly. What do we say then to the people that's still supporting this dude? Did you see the comments of some of these YouTubers? Did you go and look at and read the comments and what people were saying? I think I saw some of what Sonetta was doing yesterday, I believe. And I'm reading the comments and I'm seeing dudes coming on there like, one dude came on there, like some people are sending messages on IG and on YouTube, Facebook right now. Well, this is what happened to me. What do you think about you? Well, we're not talking about so-and-so and so-and-so. We talk about Polight and what he did to this 14-year-old, all right, and how the woman and the child need to heal and how Polight need to get washed. That's what we talk about. We're not talking about anything else. If you feel like you want to talk about something else, go to somebody else's channel, go to somebody else's page. I'm not talking about that. All right? Let me say this to the women. I've been alone before, my own choice. I've been lonely before, not my choice. But I've been through it all. None of it feels good. But the most beautiful things are born and shaped and molded in the dark. So sometimes when things happen to you, you got to look at it like, let me pull back. Let me get it together. Hit the reset button. You understand what I'm saying? And then let me go on and push forward, because I'm not going to stay in this funk for long. I'm going to come up out of it. All right? But let me ask you something, sisters. There's nothing wrong with being alone for a minute. Maybe that's the way the Creator is letting you know, look, you need to reset. All right? There's some other things that you need to put in place. Because even in the relationship that I'm in now, I had to approach it in a different way, because Soleil had budding children, 13, 14, 15 years old. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a reason why. There's a reason, not a reason, but a way you have to, when you come into that situation, that's a way you got to handle that situation, man. All right? Jehovah BX New NYC says, Griff, there's a reason our people fall for the BS of these so-called conscious leaderships is because we fall for everything little when doctrine, because we don't study scripture. Okay, well, all right. Okay. Simultaneously, Jay, we had scripture, but we had street justice. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like coming to see somebody on a rainy ass Thursday night when they don't expect it. You understand what I'm saying? No. I'm just saying to you, something has to be put in place where we don't tolerate this at all. No more. Ever. Do y'all realize the severity of this? That little girl probably will never come back to herself, get centered again in order to choose a mate because of what happened to her? You're talking about being traumatized? Lost, the solo warrior said, that young girl said the punk gave her drugs, then tried to convince her not to tell her mom. We wouldn't rape now. Other girl touch mine. How do you, I don't want to kind of re-stimulate anybody that's been truly affected by this by going over what this dude did. But he damaged this young lady, forcing drugs on her, alcohol, that kind of thing, all under the rules of we're just going out to get something to eat. I want to talk to her one-on-one. I ain't never in my goddamn life, and even in the situation I'm in right now, never sat down and with my wife's 14-year-old talking about having a one-on-one in a hotel room. So hell no. No, we're just not doing that. I can honestly say I ain't never been in a room alone with either one of them. I don't go in the bathroom. They have their own. I don't, no. There's just certain things that you have to put in place, plain and simple. Because what it does, it teaches them to set boundaries with men. And I think we need to do that. Trina Floyd, thank you. Thank you. So now, the brothers that's behind the wall, yeah, they don't play. I worked in prison. One of the toughest prisons I worked in. They just don't play that. You come in there with that kind of stuff on your paper, or in your rap sheet, on your paperwork, oh yeah, you're getting dealt with. Yeah. Well, I heard that about Dr. York. I heard it about other people. And I just said to myself, you know, I don't know the full story. The Dr. York situation, I knew some of the family members. And it was like, wow. I just said, yeah, okay, well, yeah. So my thing is, fam, what do we put in place to ensure that these things will never happen again? Doc Tunes, what's up with you, bro? Need to know how you feel. Need to know says, since scripture was mentioned, okay, the scripture says that it would be better if a milestone was tied around someone's neck and then tossed it into the sea than for that person to harm a young one. I went online last night late because I needed to get me together and get centered to have this conversation, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I really teared up. Like I couldn't hear this mom say that and then me sit here feeling helpless. Like, you understand what I'm saying? In my mind and in my spirit, I'm like, damn, I wish I knew this woman. I wish she would have told me back then. You know, I wish this and I wish that, but yeah, I don't know the sister. You understand what I'm saying? I think I did a couple of lectures with Polight. I couldn't fully grasp and wrap my head around what he talked about. Yeah. Some brothers that called on me back in the enemy mind days to talk to him because he had beat them out of some money or something, whatever. And I was just like, look, bro, I know dude, but I don't know dude. I don't know dude's business like that. Because anybody that know me know I mind my business. All right. He says, didn't Polight have 2 wives at one time? I think Polight had 5 wives or something like that. Yeah. So, Samai Pharmacy, he said he worshiped York as his God, even if he was a convicted child molester. Wow. Now, Quan, you know that got by me. Quan, you got a block, dude. Don't ever come on this channel and talk about 14 is legal in some states. Try that shit over here on this block. See what happened, bro. See, it's that kind of thinking, that mindset that we need to deal with, because that's a future pedophile right there. You understand what I'm saying? He's a future pedo. Talking about 14 is legal in some states. Yeah, come try that over here, bro. Yeah, Quan, I hear you. Yeah, Quan, I blocked them. Quan said this nigga said a 14-year-old is still 14-year-old legal in some states. This dude named Denzel. Quan said, you fucking weirdo. No, even if you block him, you can still get his information. Yeah. So Polight did have several wives, and Polight was supposed to be demonstrating how we can acquire wealth, how can we acquire land, how can we have a family, an extended family, and this kind of thing with multiple wives, black women getting together. Living together and all this. The concept of it sounds fine for Polight, because Soleil ain't going for that shit. Plain and simple. I think with the way and what has been done to us, I think it'd be better that if you just kind of dealt with one and made that solid and made that family strong. Quintessential one, Professor Griff, did you ever meet him in person? I've done lectures with Polight. Just like early on, before y'all knew who Umar Johnson was, I did lectures with Umar. I did lectures with a whole bunch of people. I just could not figure out, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're saying this, and you're saying that. And to me, from where I'm looking, it's not gelling. It never resonated with me. So after the first couple of lectures, people would call me, man, and say, yo, I need you and Polight to do yada, yada, yada. I'm like, I want you to come speak, Griff. Well, who else is speaking? Oh, we got so-and-so and so. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. No, what somebody's asking, well, listen, this whole polygamy thing, yeah, it sounds cool, but yeah, no. Until you can figure out, and I'm not only talking about money, and until you can figure out how to manage 2 and 3 wives, the emotions, the children, the family unit, the structure, the laws, time management, and all this other kind of stuff, and it's just a bit much, man. It really is. So when I started doing the psychological covert war on hip hop, and I went through this whole hip hop thing and started calling people out. All right, the people I would meet along the way that was falling for the madness, I told them what I thought about certain individuals, and this is true. Some of them same women went behind my back and told those individuals. It happened to me recently, like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I had an 2-hour conversation with this sister. She went right back and told dude. And I'm like, if I'm confiding in you and you coming to me and you asking me, I'm like, yeah, nah. I had a brother a month ago want to argue with me, yeah, about a school. I'm like, bro, yeah, if that's what you want to believe, bro, that's on you. You go do your thing, man. I can't tell you what to believe and what not to believe. I am saying to you, sisters, if we keep falling for the same thing and you see it happening, but you keep falling for the same thing, ain't that much needing somebody in the goddamn world, man. Hell nah. Coco Oshun, that's woke is an old ass term. You must be old, because this is a fad now to be woke. Where do you live at? We ain't said woke in 4 fucking years. White people done took that shit and we let them have it. So when people would come to the lecture and they would hear me on my on the program here on the channel, Brother Griff this and Brother Griff trying to praise me. Don't do that. I'm serving you. I don't want you coming on here serving me. I'm trying to give you the information so you can master yourself, because I'm trying to master myself. If I say I'm God having a human experience called Griff, I ain't your God. I ain't the God that created the heavens and the earth. I'm trying to master me. You understand what I'm saying? So, nah. I don't want followers. I don't want none of that. No. No, I just don't. Save the praise and all that kind of stuff. Y'all can keep that, man. Nah. People text me. People call me. Yo, if they say, man, yada, 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 and start with the praising thing, I'm like, nah. I love, honor, and respect you too. The divinity in me salutes and celebrates the divinity in you. We ain't alike. All right, so let's get back to this so we can sum this up. Family, how are we going to get together and support this woman and her child in reference to her healing? And I'm not only talking about money. If everybody that tuned into the channel gave $10, she would have enough money to get whatever she needs to get. But I'm saying to you, what else is she going to need? We don't know her. I don't know her. Don't know what she looked like. If I bumped into her, I don't know what she looked like. I don't know her. But I know one thing. I know people have been in that situation. So you're saying, Brooklyn, you're saying we should get some therapy for her? Okay. What else could we do? Perspective. We know it's hard, but we got to do something. No, Brooklyn, you're absolutely wrong. I'm not going for that. Yeah, you might as well strike that from the record. You're saying the only thing they can do is therapy. That's not the only thing they can do. No. We could pray. We could galvanize our energy, put it in the form of a prayer, and send positive energy her way. Real men, Brooklyn. Hold on. I still want to say Brooklyn because I don't want to talk to the whole Brooklyn. Brooklyn, Bohemi. No, real men could step up, Brooklyn, and make sure that that sister is secure. Real men can step up and, like, if she ever, I'm talking about the mom, decide to get into another relationship, yeah, introduce dude to your brother Griff. Because at least he'll know that, look, man, if he running the okie doke, I'm at least come see him, talk to him something. Yo, Coco Shun, whoever the fuck you are, you about to get blocked, because I don't know where you from. Your ass must be backwoods of Alabama some goddamn where. We need to offer her our empathy and emotional support as a group of people. Thank you, Jay. We're not going to do an all-expensive paid trip to the motherland unless she's going to go see somebody that's rooted, all right, and know how to work through this trauma, pardon me, both mother and child. Tony Floyd says, show her that everybody in the conscious community aren't like him. Well, shit, we know that. And not only the conscious community. How about just the community? So Polight pleaded out to protect his cheeks. Yeah, well, there's no getting away with this. Nah. Because we're gonna run up and run through 7 years in a heartbeat. We're gonna be looking up and be like, yo, Polight is due to get released next week. What's happening? What y'all gonna do? Thank you, Floyd Hill. Y'all remember Red Pill and Blue Pill called him out. What did y'all say to Red? You remember when Red Pill called? Stop playing. Y'all remember when Red Pill called him out? Y'all remember when Sonetta called him out? But what did y'all do? Did we support Red Pill? Did we support Sonetta? Did we support any of those individuals that was putting themselves on the front line to defend us as a people against a predator that was inside of the community? No, y'all didn't. No, y'all didn't. Yes, my pharmacy, they came out though. They came out and blasted Polight. Verbally, not blasted him, but yeah. Quan, you're absolutely right. He pleaded because the evidence was against him and he didn't want to serve 60 years. He chose 7 instead. G4F, how much you want to bet? How much money you got? G4F, my phone number is 678-557-2919. Put up, man. Put up and I'm going to see you in 7 years. So if they was calling him fake years ago and cats was coming out, blasting him and telling you all about, but like, how come y'all didn't take heed? G4F, you talking out the side of your neck right now. How much money you got, bro? Put it up. Come on, man. Put up, bro. I want the whole YouTube, Facebook, and everybody to see. G4F. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to Polight in the streets. Put up, bro. All right, so fam, this is the way it's gonna work. We're gonna get in touch with the sister. All right. We're gonna get in touch with the sister. We're gonna ask her. I don't know her directly. I'm sure I can find out. Get a word to her. What she needs. I'm gonna bring that back to y'all. We're gonna galvanize our energy, and then we'll talk. We at least have to do that. Because if that was any one of us, that's the least we can do. Didn't Polight say that he wrote over 99 books? None of them was about being a real man and a real father and a real mate, though. Yeah, Quan, G4F just talking shit, talking out the side of his neck. Fuck these clowns. This dude over here on YouTube or something talking about ain't nobody gonna do nothing to Polight in these streets. Nigga. Y'all better be glad I'm a nice guy. Don't let the motherfucking baby face fool your ass, man. I tell y'all all the time, man. I got 1 foot in this thing and 1 foot still in the goddamn street. Let me tell y'all something, fam. And I need you to hear me and hear me well. We're going to die sooner or later from something. Am I right or wrong? Why not go out on a high at the top of your game, defending yourself and your people, especially this little girl and her mom? When bitch ass niggas come like this, come up on the channel, talk about, you know what, not gonna do nothing to Polight. That nigga gonna get washed in prison. And we're going to collect some money. We're going to put it on them dudes' books to make sure they live well. We're going to get them robes and slippers. They might even get fucking haircuts. They might even get released free. You understand what I'm saying? Early. All right? For doing us a favor. Jeffrey Dahmer was eating black people. Eating black people. That clown lasted a few minutes in prison. Let me tell you something about prison, Mr. G4, whoever the fuck you are. I worked in prison. They don't play that. There's some charges you can come in there with and you can do your time peacefully. But taking down a 14-year-old with your chest out like you did something, and you at the club popping bottles with chicks with BBLs, and you with white girls and with Versace and Louis Vuitton and Rolls Royce, and you taking down a 14-year-old nigga. No. Paid bum, you're probably absolutely correct, man. He gonna be in PC for 7 years. Let me just say this, and this is what the mom said, and I'm just gonna echo what she said. She said Polight could have had his choice of a plethora of women. Why are you gonna choose a 14-year-old? I can't understand that, man. There's chicks that's on IG and social media just throwing shit at men. But you choose a 14-year-old. There's something wrong with you, bruh. You could take $60. I don't know, maybe it's 60, I don't know. I ain't been to a strip club in a long time. Matter of fact, I used to work at 3. I had my security guard company. They were doing some things that, fuck yeah, $60, you could get a drink and have a good time. You'd be broke when you left. Don't take your rent money in there. But I'm just saying to you, you don't have to take down a 14-year-old, bro. So I'm saying, I'm trying to keep my composure. Because I swear, man, if we don't, brothers, get together to put a stop to this kind of madness, all right, it's that woman's child today and it's yours tomorrow. Am I right or wrong, fam? Let me say this while I'm having this conversation. The lady that got hit in the face with a brick, someone sent me the information and said, would I talk about this on my show, because enough is enough and we need to start. Listen. Let me say from the rip, I don't condone violence. Nobody should get hit in the face with a brick or anything else. All right. We're asking you, sisters, conduct yourself in a manner in which we and other men would respect you. Then we don't mind stepping in and defending you. Once you step outside of that, it's hard to defend you. It really is. It really is, truly is. Why would I put my life on the line and come between you and that brick when you are twerking and bending over and open up your ass cheeks and slapping people and spitting on people and doing all this other stuff, and you want me to put my life on the line and come to your aid? No, sis, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Brothers, and you shouldn't either. Yeah, I did. I looked at her videos. She was walking up, slapping random people. I saw it. She twerking, bending over, showing people her asshole and all kind of shit. But you want men. These are the same kind of women that want men to defend them. But if I hold the door open for you and speak to you, you won't even say thank you or speak to me. But you want me to defend you. No. We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that, sis. It's not going to happen. No, if you right and someone puts their hands on you and you right, oh, we're going to defend you. But you can't do all of that madness and then throw the rock, hide your hand, and cry wolf. Plus, she's a scammer. This is her second GoFundMe. First one was on a similar case. Wow. Anyway, fam, I just had to say that to the person that wanted me to talk about that. I'm not wasting my time with that, man. I'm just not. My wife can call me anytime of the day or night, and I'm coming to bring the pain because I know how my wife conducts herself. I could defend her. Quan can call me. I could defend her. My pharmacy can call me. I could defend her. But if I show up on the scene and you disrespectful and you done did this, that, and the other way, and you caused it and all that kind of stuff, but you want me to put my life on the line? Stop that. Stop. Stop it. So let me say this as we close. We're sending some positive energy out to the sister and her daughter. All right? And we're letting her know that there are people out here that's generally concerned. All right? And we want to try to put something in place. This is why I encourage sisters to get in sister circles, because there's something that y'all need to put in place when y'all meet these men. Yeah, there's some smart, intelligent, handsome brothers out there. Yeah, there's some brothers 6 feet tall, making 6 figures and all that kind of stuff that y'all like. Yeah, there's some brothers that smell good and all that kind of cute stuff that y'all like in men. All right, but you need to put something in place, man. I was saying it years and years and years ago that I was taught to walk four seasons. All right, before you get into anything serious. What's 4 seasons? 4 seasons is a year. If you're going to dedicate your life to an individual, you could at least walk 4 seasons. Some of y'all in the bed already in 4 weeks, 4 days. You don't even know the dude's middle name or his grandmama's real name. You've already invested your energy, your sexual energy, and everything else. We got to change that, man. Men and women, we got to change that. Last but not least, I'm really sick and tired of hearing these men and these women on social media at each other's throats. This gender wars that's going on. Stop, man. If you set up a whole YouTube channel just for that, shame on you, man. Come on. You're not offering those solutions. And most of these brothers are not even in relationships. Because if you was in one, your tone would be different, bro. But you on these shows talking real reckless with random shit. Anyway. Things have to change. How they going to change? Start with the individual. I'm not going to change you. You don't try to change me. You change you. Make yourself the better person. I'm going to do the same thing. All right? The divinity in me salutes and celebrates the divinity in you. You already know I love y'all to life. Because I wouldn't be on here. All right? Anyway, this is Serious Minds. For serious minds, seriously. All right? So like I said, I'm going to circle back around after I get the information, give it to y'all about the sister, and we'll go from there. If you go to other channels and you listening to what people are saying, handle this with kid gloves, family. Don't hit them trigger words and buttons that's going to re-trigger this sister and her child, man. You understand what I'm saying? We have to have some viable solutions for our people. For real, man. For real. Anyway, I love y'all to life. It's Professor Griff. I got to get out of here. All right. Thank you very much, Quan, for holding it down. All right. All right. Shout out to my man, John Trey. What's good with you? All right. Smart Pharmacy in the building. Locate Guy. All right. Enemies Public. All right. Shout out to everybody on IG. Thank y'all very much. And this Saturday, fam, make sure you'll show up to class. All right. Self-defense class this Saturday. All right. Steel Mill Gym in Decatur. All right. Still doing the firearms classes. Get me up. All right. Love y'all to life. Peace, fam. It's Professor Griff. I'm out.
Which means it's too strong.
That's the Griff, public enemy, the ex-minister.